And this is the Egan's garden from the front yard looking out. If we go toward the back, we have the deck overlooking their pond. And let's go take a look at that. Well, this is Mag and Barry's pond down outside of Red Bank, New Jersey, Lincroft. And this is all self-done. His son's helped him dig it out. But the waterfall is totally Barry's doing. You'll get a better shot of it later, but I'm trying to get some aerial views of what they've accomplished. Mag is the gardener. And it's just interesting to see what they've been able to accomplish. It really is very pretty. I never thought about the fact that you have to keep it covered because of birds coming in to steal the fish. And so they've had some activity recently with the carp, which is what goldfish really are, going through the mating process, which is rather a adventurous thing. Something we don't get to see in our aquariums, but it was their first experience with it, and like, what's going on? They're splashing and they're doing everything, and let's see if I can catch right down here. We'll get some better pictures later, but just to give you a sense of what's going on down there. Done a nice job. You see the garden's starting to come, and she basically buys plants on discount at the end of the season, puts them in, and waits to see what they come out as the following year. But I have to admit, I'm envious. I would love to have a pond, not for the work that goes with it, not for the expense, but just to have the adventure. And so she's got frogs in here that have just naturally found the place, and every morning she's out here on these benches, walking, talking to the fish. Very pretty. And she took some excess plants out of her aquariums. She's got a couple of aquariums, and threw them in here. So I'm curious to see how they make out through the summer. And then we'll harvest some of those for Ray's tank and my tank, for example. So meanwhile, we'll get you down closer later on. I have no idea what these plants are right here, but they're real plants. They're not plastic. And you can see the baby ones hanging off it here. Water's pretty green right now. It's May, late May, a lot of sunlight, and so we got very green water, and the fish are hidden down there someplace. And of course you have the netting over top of it because of the birds coming in. And the first year they actually had a snapping turtle come out of the woods down below here. Somehow got into the pond, even though there's a fence around the whole place, and started eating the fish. They learned the hard way. You can see all the different koi in the water here. And of course some of these fish have names. I find it interesting, they tend to school, and so when one comes in, the whole gang comes in. And of course they think somebody's going to feed them. And so there's the one coming in, and look what happens right behind it. Everybody else says, where's the food? Another thing they have here is a lot of birds. They're in the woods almost. So you have a lot of different kinds of birds. Got woodpeckers. They've got hummingbirds, cardinals coming through, and they come down, hit the feeders over here. It's late in the day right now. There's not much coming in, but you get the idea. Whoops! Can you hear the frog? There's a frog down here someplace. Oh, there's another frog heard some. Not sure where they hang out. Maybe when we get Mag on camera here, they'll tell us a little bit more. Anyway, that's Mag and Barry's work here. And Barry's the architect of this beautiful waterfall, and you can only imagine the work given the size of the rocks that make up this structure. And he had specific plans for each rock, and he's not satisfied with it. That's why it's not finished yet. And so he's got to get his hips fixed, his knees fixed before he finishes this pond. And then the fish will be really happy, I guess. Hear him again. He's down here in the rocks here someplace.
The other day when Holden came out, we found three.
Oh, there he is. Oh, I got him full screen. Okay. Pull your seat out a little bit, Barry, so you're not hidden by her. And talk to us a little bit about what led up to having a lake in your backyard.
Okay, so 4 years ago, when our water company changed from chlorine to chloramine, unfortunately we topped off the old pond and the fish didn't like
Well,
it.
that's right. I forgot. You had a small pond down in the other part of the yard first. Right. All right. This is where the original pond was. It's now totally overgrown, but hidden in here. And you may see some of the cattail plants still, and some of the irises, yellow iris in here from back then. I don't know if you can see anything more than that. And so down in here, you have the, there we go. There's a pond down in there that was the original. Very small, a little small waterfall. And that's been replaced now again by coming across the yard in the back of their house. You get to see their beautiful deck and now their pond.
We decided to create a new pond that we both could enjoy and have it out in the yard here. So we dug a hole, took the winter off, and the next spring we continued with our hole and put the liner in and put the skimmer in and created our lovely waterfall.
This was my Mother's Day and Christmas present.
And plugged in the pump. And voila!
Now you created that waterfall very purposely, rock by rock, as I heard it.
Rock by rock. We assembled it in the driveway for aesthetics, disassembled it, brought it up here, put it back together, and changed it 3 times.
And I understand you're not satisfied yet.
And we have not finished. We've taken another year off, so the next step is to finish the waterfall and to plant around the waterfall and to enclose the flower beds and you know, finish off the stones and put gravel down here and maybe make a brick deck. But we still have a lot of work to do, but we have taken a year off.
So how long has the pond been here now?
This is the 3rd season.
Third season.
This is the 3rd season.
Had 2 chapters.
So we're looking. Right. We had a heron visit us the first year and help himself to catch the fish. So hence the netting, which all you pond owners are aware of. Then we had a 8-inch snapping turtle that season, who I don't think ate any fish, but definitely aggravated them. So we relocated him. And the next season, we had a good 12-inch snapping turtle. So, I'm sorry, I missed, no. The first one was a little baby one, the second one was the 8-inch, and the 12-inch one was the one that Jim advised me how to catch around the corner here that was walking out into the road.
Are you sure it wasn't the same one growing up each year from 4 to 8 to 12 inches?
We relocated him to a pond too far away. You definitely couldn't find him.
How do they find your pond? I mean, you got a fence around this big yard. You got woods down there with a stream. How do they find? Do you know? Any ideas?
I believe they smell the water.
Really?
I don't know. I really don't know. But once in there, we used to have a real nice island with plants. And because of that, because of the turtle, I had to take all that out to get the turtle out because he was underneath it. So we never put that back in. It's been quite a challenge. But yeah, you know, are you still rolling, Director?
Yep, you're rolling.
But you know, we have some frogs, we had a lot of tadpoles. We learned that tadpoles don't necessarily hatch that season, they overwinter, you know, and turn into frogs the next year. We had a lot of little baby goldfish. We're not sure if they're still in there because 3 weeks ago when the sun started shining brightly and the temperature rose, the water turned green, so maybe next year we're going to invest in a UV light. So we have a lot to learn, but we've come a long way, and we're certainly enjoying it. And Margaret likes to sit out here and meditate
With my morning tea.
with her morning tea. And we overfeed the fish. So
Here's a baby. A little black one.
Yeah, they're catching good here. So Maggie, what's your favorite thing about the pond? I mean, Barry talked about it, what his is. What's your...
My favorite thing is the fish and the plants. You know, I love the plants, and I'm amazed every year the irises come back and these plants overwintered.
all right, Margaret took some of the plants to work. They have a big solarium, so otherwise they would have died. We just picked them up last week. But
So some of these plants on the other side are surprises from the fall purchases when they go on. A lot of work. A beautiful setting. Mag tends to come out here in the morning before she goes to work and sit down and watch the fish and feed the fish, and then when she comes home she comes back out and checks it out again. So they're really enjoying their work, which is what it's all about. Yep, I'll edit it. That's my sister Mag and her husband Barry, and they created this pond that we've been featuring in this video. Yep, hold on. So what else can you tell? What's your... Is this turned out the way you wanted it?
Oh yeah. Much better than I expected. The waterfall is just amazing. Very much inspiration. If I had done it, it would have been much smaller. And that's perfect.
Well, thank you for the visit. We're about to run out of battery power here, so I don't want to lose this, so let me just save this.
Not only are we enjoying the pond, but the chipmunks are, the squirrels are, and the birds are.
Amen to all that.
Amen, brother.
All right. And so this is Mag and Barry's Pond, just outside of Red Bank in Lincroft, New Jersey.